Hello and welcome to Scrib TV. I'm Samuel Layton, joined by James Cartwright, and today we're going to be talking about
the Carolina Panthers.
So last season for the Panthers wasn't necessarily as good as it could have been, especially after a year in which Cam Newton won the MVP and they made it all the way to the Super Bowl. What did you think went wrong for the Panthers last year, James?
Lack of running game, Luke Kuechly being injured, and Cam not being in the right frame of mind. He just didn't come to play enough. One time I remember, I always mention a game that sticks out in my mind was the Oakland Raiders game. I think they had it really close, and then the Raiders just managed to see them off, and that was pretty much the playoff picture done for them.
Yeah, and Khalil Mack with I think it was a pick, a fumble and a touchdown.
Yeah, he had a stellar game.
Yeah, so certainly a good play from the Raiders in that one. But as you say, Cam Newton wasn't himself last season. Now, something that, obviously I'm a Panthers fan, as you will see in one of these videos, it'll tell you all about that. But one thing that I think that the Panthers are trying to do is get the ball out of Cam Newton's hands a little bit quicker. So whether that's guys who can run underneath, and maybe a selection of running backs, Jonathan Stewart's not getting any younger. And one of the guys we've added in the draft, Christian McCaffrey, made a lot of noise coming out of Stanford. What do you think of that pick, James?
I just think it shows they want to strengthen that running game. They want to build that aspect of their game that has not been the best over the last few years. I think Jonathan Stewart, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me on this, has been a bit injury prone. Yeah,
for the last few seasons he's missed a couple of games here and there. He's still been very consistent, very good, but I think with the loss of D'Angelo Williams a couple of seasons ago now, it's not really been that 1-2 punch that the Panthers have enjoyed in previous years. That. Yeah, and he's also a player who can catch the ball, and he shows a little bit of something different as well. He can find the space, he can return kicks. Certainly a player that I think most teams would like to have someone like him.
Well, yeah, that's, speaking of the Steelers, who my side, that's Le'Veon Bell's strength, is catching out the backfield, and that's why I feel you have to be able to do that as a running back. You need to be that another option in the short to get them 10-yard gains, and if McCaffrey can do that, that just keeps the offense ticking over, and the longer you can keep your offense on the field, the more likely you're going to win games.
And just to bring attention to another player we got in the draft, a very similar style of player to to Christian McCaffrey, is Curtis Samuel. Yeah, Curtis Samuel he's more of a wide receiver stroke running back, whereas McCaffrey is sort of the other way around. And I think the Panthers have lacked that guy just going over the middle, haven't they? You've got guys like Kelvin Benjamin and Devin Funchess who can catch the ball deep, Greg Olsen who makes those plays, but they haven't really got that slot receiver, and I think Curtis Samuel could be that guy.
Well, I always thought of Philly Brown as sort of a slot receiver, but just not good enough in terms of catching the football. Yeah, and you can correct me on that.
No, yeah, I think that Philly Brown was always a decent player, but I don't think perhaps as good as what Curtis Samuel could be. Also Ted Ginn, but Ted Ginn was probably had some of the worst hands for a wide receiver. He certainly had the pace and the skill.
Really, wasn't he?
Yes, and I think that showed in some important games for the Panthers. Now, offensively, I think once Cam sorts himself out and those new players embed themselves into the lineup, they could be pretty sorted, yeah? Do you agree?
Yeah, I can imagine so. I expect them to be up there challenging. You can't have two poor seasons on the bounce. I don't think Cam's that sort of player. I think he'd be determined to get himself out there, put the doubters to bed, because I really do think there's a lot of doubters, but I do think he has the ability to shut them up.
Yeah, so offensively I think we're going to be sorted, and I think obviously if Cam comes out, could be even another MVP season for him if he gets it going. On the other side of the ball though, how do you stop a player like Julio Jones? Benny Benwickery was cut last season after an absolutely torrid game against the Falcons. Captain Munnerlyn comes back. What do you think of a player like Captain Munnerlyn, who was a Panther, went out to Minnesota, played quality, now he's back in Carolina? What do you think he can bring?
Well, he's the captain, isn't he? He's the top guy. He's the man who can make interceptions. He's just got that experience. I think that counts for a lot in a cornerback position, more so than any other position, because you obviously have to read the players, the wide receivers have all these different routes, and he'll have them down to a T. There's certainly the ones in the NFC South. He'll know what the strengths of these the wide receivers are. So yeah, definitely good to get captain back.
And I think he's going to help out another young guy who really impressed me last season. James Bradbury actually had a 0.69 quarterback rating when thrown against him, which was the 12th best in the NFL, above Patrick Peterson and Josh Norman. For a rookie, that's pretty impressive. With a bit of experience like Captain Munnerlyn next to him, perhaps the Panthers could be back to what they were defensively beforehand. Talking about players like Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, if they're fit, I think they're going to be decent. Anything else you want to mention? Is there another linebacker that perhaps has come back to the team?
Well, Julius Peppers is back in the side, and this man's shirt that he has for years is now relevant again. So, has he got the number 90 back?
Yeah, he has got the number 90 back,
That's
so hopefully he
delightful to
plays
see.
just like he used to.
I mean, he's not a guy who's going to be in every down, but I think with captain and Julius, what they do off field is going to count for as much as they do on the field. I mean, he's going to give them advice, basically tutor these young defensive players through the season.
Yeah, and I think defensive line wise, you've got players like Charles Johnson, Mario Addison, who had a very good season, led the team in sacks last season, and K1 Short getting the big contract that he deserves, really. So I think the Panthers could be set up for a few years. James, you got anything else you want to add there?
Not particularly yourself.
No, well, obviously as a Panthers fan, I'm hoping that it's a much better season. Probably talked a much more positive game than necessary. But fingers crossed that we can at least compete in what is quite a tough division.
Certainly.
So yeah, if you're also a Panthers fan, please feel free to comment. Get in touch, let us know what you think. Do you agree with us? Do you think we're going to do terribly? If you're a fan of a team in the NFC South, do you think the Panthers have anyone to worry about? What about Cam? Are you a doubter or do you support him? Let us know. We're Squib TV. Squib_TV is our Twitter. Please don't forget to subscribe.
It's a touchdown.